Hey everybody, I'm Brandon and this is the Blind Fish Keeper, coming with a little bit of an update this week. Sorry it's been a bit since I put a video out. For anyone who didn't know, I tested positive for COVID, and although I did not get really sick, I just didn't feel like filming, so everything's good. I am back to normal again, and here's what's happened since the last video. This is my 20-gallon, what used to be the goldfish tank, and I do still have the goldfish. We'll show you where they are here in a few seconds. But also in the midst of my being sick was my 42nd birthday. So I got some new cichlids. I have no idea if you guys can see them or not, but these are juvenile haps. There is a Venustus, a Livingstoni, a Fusco, a Johnstoni Solo, and a Malawi trout. Super stoked about getting these guys. They're somewhere in between 3 or 4 inches. So they're going to spend a little bit of time in here growing up, since they would not have a good time in the big African tank. Hopefully you guys can see everybody. Also for my birthday, I got myself a new microphone. So let me know if things are sounding good, how they're sounding. Hopefully better than in previous videos. So I've also started collecting the fry from the Green Terror tank. These are the ones that we've caught so far. And I am having a heck of a time catching babies. So if anybody has any good suggestions on how to catch the babies and remove them from the parents, tips and tricks, I am more than willing to give it a shot. So far, we've tried just plain old netting them, which is an absolute no-go. We've tried using a hose and sucking them out, which also is a no-go. And the only thing that we can get to work so far, which is working very slowly, is I have made a couple of fish traps out of water bottles, and I'll show you those in just a second as well. Baiting them with some crushed up flake food and checking them every few hours to try and catch the babies, but that is, like I said, very slow going. Other than that though, the babies are doing great. I just put a ginormous handful of snails in this tank today. The snails are kind of like a twofold, cleaning up after the babies a little bit, and they are also puffer food. And in this bare bottom tank, they're very easy to find, so there are the babies. And here we are again in front of the terror tank. Hopefully you can see the fish traps that I've made. You just take a water bottle and cut off the top and invert it back inside of the bottle. Bait it and fill it with water and set it where you are trying to catch the fish. Alright, here we are in front of the new goldfish pond. So I haven't done any tub updates in a while because the original tub that I bought leaked, and I got really frustrated and wasn't happy with it at all. But the fish that are out here in the tub are still doing just fine. I went and bought a new tub and set it up so all of the guppies and white clouds and platies are in the new tub, which I'll show you in a second, along with my juvenile albino ruby Oscar, who's also doing just fine. He's just gonna grow up out here in one of the tubs until he's big enough to go into the tank with Jamie. The terrors were being terrible with him, and he's still way too small to be in Jamie's tank, so he came out here to do a little bit of growing up outdoors. But this is the original tub. I tried sealing it 2 or 3 different times, 2 or 3 different ways, and it just kept leaking. So I went on and, with a little bit of birthday money, bought a pond liner, and it's not the prettiest job, but it's in, and I secured it with zip ties, all done by myself with no sight. I moved the pond lily over, and this is now the home of the little goldfish. I think there are 7 of them. They're orandas, and they're doing wonderful out here. This is a 100-gallon tub. I don't know if I was even showing the tub, but here you go. Here's a view of it. And maybe you can get a little view of the goldfish puttering around in there. And just to the right of this pond is the new one. which I don't know if you'll be able to see anything in this pond. The guppy grass is absolutely crazy in here. But there's guppy grass and jungle val. There's some dwarf water lettuce and some water hyacinth. Hopefully, maybe, you can see a fish or two. They're doing just fine out here. So there you go, everybody. Been a little bit going on since the last update. That's about all I've got for you now. If you would, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification bell, all that good stuff. Thanks again to everybody who is supporting the channel. I really appreciate all the views and the comments. And thanks again for getting me over the 300 subscriber hump. Very cool. But as I said, that's all I've got for you this time around. So I will catch you in the next one.